Hello, I'm Josh Corrick, and this is your Blue Edge Energy weekly natural gas update for October 18th. I'm coming to you from a whole different venue. Instead of being in my office, which I'm always in front of a computer in my life, I'm coming to you from my garage itself, so enjoy. Quick fact for you here to start things off. When they talk about drilling in the Appalachians and fracking and so forth, something I learned a few weeks back is they can horizontally drill out 30,000 feet now from a single well, which is a tremendous distance from where they were even a couple of years ago. So that's just a quick fact. I want to give you a few quick market updates before we get into the overall message here this week. The market forecast, as I see it for November, is neutral due to a lot of the mixed messages coming from the market we'll talk about. Number two, the gas prices since last week are up 9 cents. So we've been on a downward trend and now we're coming up a little bit. And the storage report for this last week showed a build of 104 BCF. So kind of let's get into it and let's look at the market check in itself. So the current price for the November contract is at $2.32 per decatherm. Last year, that market settled at, for November, at $3.18. So we're down about 90 cents from where we were a year ago at this point in time. Kind of a quick reminder, the October contract settled off, which we're in right now, settled at $2.43 a few weeks back. The current Chicago price, and this is important for people in our program that have to buy more or trade back, the Chicago index price right now is $2.11 on the day, and the Ventura, which is for our friends on the western part of the state, is at $2.07 at the moment. So that's up quite a bit over the last couple weeks. But as we balance things out in these contracts, we look at the average throughout the month, not just day-to-day pricing. The November to March gas contract for like the winter segment right now is at about $2.50 if you bought of equal volumes. A traditional heat load right now would be about $2.60 per decatherm. And many people who hedged in our program a few months back when we advised, you were around $2.50, $2.60 at that point. So we're noticing a trend. We've been under the 100, 200-day and 20-day moving average, and we're still under it, but we're nearing close now to the 20-day moving average for those of you that kind of watch the technical side of that. So let's move and talk about the storage report overall. I want to show this quick map just of where storage is in the United States. I don't think a lot of people even understand where is gas stored. I get asked questions by like my mother and other people of like, where does this even come from? I thought it's interesting to look at the map and just particular for the Midwest, when you look at gas, where it's stored. And for us, many times it's in the Dawn Hub in areas of Michigan and into Illinois. And a lot of people don't know coal comes out of Illinois, and that there's gas storage down there as well. So kind of an interesting thing for you. As stated earlier, the gas injection for last week that was reported is 104 BCF. The 5-year average for this week is 77. So a huge difference between where we've been historically and where we currently are. And our storage right now is sitting at 3.52 TCF, which it's hard to even conceptualize what that means. The tank in the ground, if you will, is about 80% full, is the way you want to look at this. And we are now 14 BCF above the 5-year moving average, which is significant for different traders and people like that when it comes to this topic. And this puts our storage at 472 BCF above where we were last year, significantly higher where we were going into winter last year, which is reflected by the lower prices comparatively. So let's talk about the kind of the forecasted market price. A couple quick hits for you would be, I think, in my opinion, November is still neutral to hang on to, whereas the winter is still, when we talk about like December through March, is still neutral to bearish. In my opinion. And when we look out to 2020, I think it's the same thing, which is neutral to bearish again, and why we're not having a call to action with people at this moment to do additional hedges and so forth. So why the confusion of just not being on point with bearish or neutral and something like that? There's 3 things I think about when I'm reviewing a lot of this technical information and fundamentals regarding the market. Number 1, we still have record-breaking gas production going on throughout the country as reflected with the large storage injection. But at the same time, the companies that are drilling in the Appalachians and beyond are not making the money right now because gas has been low and continues to be low. So they're cutting back and the investors cut back. Another thing is we have a continued weak winter forecast, which shows that we're going to be warmer than normal for our winter forecast. However, we have a cold front that's been through the Pacific Northwest and the Midwest right now that appears to going to be lingering on over the next couple weeks. And so it'll be lower than normal. But if you look at it on a heating degree day average, it's not that much lower, but it's enough to cause a question mark in the market itself. The other factor that's kind of in variance right now, we are in the last couple weeks of the injection season as it stands before we go into what they would consider full-on winter. But the injections have been so high. And despite this record production and low prices, we've also seen plants shift from coal to natural gas because of this continued low price environment. So there's a lot of things that factor right now where we're just kind of in this holding pattern going into wintertime. If we look ahead to the weather forecast on the map that you see here, which is a simple nationwide snapshot, we see cold weather coming down from the Midwest, Pacific Northwest, down all the way down into the Bible Belt down below, split up with warmer than normal average on the East Coast and on the West Coast. NOAA is still calling for 30, 60, and 90-day forecast for winter to be above normal as it stands. So we'll see how that all plays out, obviously, as we go forward. So I want to end with a special shout out to someone, one of our clients that we really enjoy, which is, I'm going to do this every week that I get to do it, just to one individual. This is to Eric Russell at Baldwin Woodville School District. I haven't been up there to see you in a while, but plan to get up there hopefully next month. If you respond to this with an email or someone encouraged you to do that, I got a small token of appreciation waiting for you, something rather simple. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in, giving me your time and attention. I hope you have a positive and wonderful week ahead and look forward to talking to you next week. Take care.